Your line is not clear, Pipa. Okay, Pipa. Afifah, mana pergi? Okay. And anyone else from the group can replace her? Okay, let's go to the second group first. Okay, we let Afifah continue after this. Okay, group number 2. Okay, so group number 2, okay, Azrina T. Nur Izzati, Muhammad Fairuz Sialian, okay. So, dah tahu dah siapa nak cakap? Sia
Yes, good morning,
Okay,
Doctor.
okay, good morning. No, I mean, I need to be quick and, because we got so many groups and so many, because I think at the end of the day, when you know your group is, you need to present. I mean, this, of course, this is our first time doing it. So for the next class or for the next groups, okay, so just decide who's going to take part, okay, rather than, baru nak bincang ke apa ke, and then, and please check your audio and connection before you participate. Okay, you can always check and test your audio on the Webex and see whether everything is clear. Okay, for group 2, okay, mana dia? Okay, profit. Okay, ni pun tadi sama juga kan? Okay, on the notes, I don't really want to focus too much. Okay, we want to. Okay, so let's do on this example here on apa tu? These cost functions here. This is from Tan, right? Let me take from different book, because Tan is our main textbook, so I prefer to use. Okay, let's do this one.
Okay, yes, this one is the profit function. So first of all, we have the price, which is 9 ringgit and 70 cents. This is for we can form a revenue function, which is we price multiply with the units, which we donate the units with X. So we will get a revenue function with 9.75x. Then for the total cost is the variable cost plus with the fixed cost. So for the fixed cost, every month we will have 4,500 ringgit. So we will 4,500 ringgit will pass with the variable function, which is 4.25 ringgit, and we multiply with the x, which is units. So for the cost equation, we will have 4,500 plus with 4.25x. So for the profit function, we'll get from the difference between revenue function and the cost function. So we will use the revenue function, which is 9.75x minus with the total cost function, which is 4,500 plus 4.25x.
Okay, so I think this one is clear. So at the end of the day, is this example is about constructing the profit function, right? R minus TR minus TC. Okay, so so because we don't have any solutions from here, just the equation, right? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, from okay, let me select one. Okay, for the next students, okay, or for next week's and the coming presentations, okay, you can just focus on or explain what you understand from the example. Okay, what is the purpose of that example? Okay, because no need to explain what like every single digit or the number that you present here. Okay, because just explain what formula that you use, why we use the formula, and why. Okay, for example, Sia. Okay, can you explain on this example here?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, doctor, can you larger a bit?
Okay. Because if I increase the size, then okay, never mind. Okay.
So for the market equilibrium, we'll have to find for the quantity and price that is how to say, it is equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium price. So if in this condition, which means that the supply function will equals to the demand function. So we can use the substitution to find the equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium price. So for the supply function, we can change it into the function P in terms of Q. So we can use the P function to substitute inside the demand function for the terms of P. So we'll get a quadratic function, which is with the quadratic function which is have the Q2 and Q and C like that. So we can use the quadratic formula to find the x-intercept point. So which is negative b plus and minus square root b2 minus 4ac over 2a. So we'll get the 2 points of x-intercept, which is 3 and negative 1.25. But for the price and the quantity cannot be negative, so we will just take the positive value. So we use the positive value of Q, substitute inside either demand function or the supply function, we'll get a price in a positive value.
Okay, thank you. So the formula negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, I think everyone knows this formula, right? This is a standard formula, factorization formula. And of course, you can just use your calculator to solve this. No need to calculate manually like this. Okay, but of course, this is just to show how you derive the answer. Okay, and at the end of the day, okay, we only use the positive solutions. Okay, the positive quantity and then substitute. Okay, Sia, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this example is just a simple demand and supply, QD equals to QS, but both of the equations are quadratic nature. So you solve the functions, okay, QD equals to QS or demand equals to supply, okay, and you solve for that, and then you get this equation here, and then you're going to factorize, okay, pemfaktoran to determine what is the quantity, of Q lah. So you get two solutions, one negative, one positive. So of course, you're going to use the positive one and substitute this Q equals to 3 into either the demand or supply, because you're going to get the same answer as well, P equals to 2. Okay, so thank you. So I will just note here on this. Okay, so Sia has, okay, it's done. Okay, for group 3. Okay, for group 1, okay, we're going to come back with you later, afterward. Okay, either you want to remain Afifah because of the line connection. Okay, for group 3, I like this cover page. Okay, you took the extra effort to do it this way, and of course, if you have this template, and you can carry on with the rest of the assignment. Okay. And then if any of the group like what you see, and you can I'm not saying one group is the best group of all the groups, okay, but I mean, every group has its own advantages or weaknesses. So certain but I mean okay, one thing, when you cut and paste, okay, from the ebook into your Word file, okay, you can and you can see that certain part, when you cut and paste, the font or the color of the image sometimes is a bit blurry or too bright. Okay, you can double click on the image in your Microsoft Word, and you can edit the contrast. Okay, make it a bit darker, smaller, sharper. Okay, so I think that one of the things that I noticed for many of the assignments, when you cut and paste, and please be consistent in your numbering, in your headings. For example, like this group, okay, they use the blue colored font for 3.1, and then but then this one, it becomes I mean, in terms of, if you want to keep, for example, the first part, okay, so this one is okay. So I can see that, okay, for every subsections you have this style of writing. I mean, so it's okay. Okay, I like what I see. Okay, but of course, so I think most problem for all groups is when you cut and paste, the image become too bright. Okay, so please edit in the Microsoft Word. In the image, you can sharpen and reduce the brightness of the image, and so forth. Okay, and okay, so group 3, who's going to explain? Group 3.
Hi, sir. I will explain for our group.
Lisa, okay.
Yeah. Can you hear my sound here?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay, for group 3, Lisa. No, because I want to find the example, which is, because you must remember, we're gonna spend the next 2 weeks, okay, doing this thing, okay. So I don't want to repeat the same example for on the next Wednesday class. So because, as I said yesterday, I didn't have the time to pick up the sections that you need to present. So in a way, I want you guys to be aware of every component from your assignment. Okay, so not just the okay, again, okay, do not explain line by line. Just explain why you choose the example, what the example is for, what is the objective of the question, okay, and what is the process of finding the solution. So that is what I think is important. Okay, now Lisa,
Okay,
can you
sir.
explain this example here? So this is
This
from the time
one,
textbook, okay?
yeah. Okay, this one is about the cost producing formula. Here we can see that they are given a variable cost and a variable cost function which is stated there, and the fixed cost, which is 100,000. So to find the cost producing function, we just added the variable cost function and the variable function and the fixed function. So we obtain the cost function, which is stated there. So to find the the total cost when the 2,000 units, so we substitute 2,000 as the our x to the function, and we get the 40,000 for 40 and 4,000 as our answer lah for the total cost of producing 2,000 units per month.
40,400. Okay, so I think this is quite straightforward as well.
Yeah.
Okay, also from the time textbook. Okay, so, and I think the next one is also on TR minus TC, right? Okay.
Yes.
So you have the R revenue function and also so almost identical where the cost you add another constant which is the 20,000 here, and then you solve for the question. Okay. So let's take another example from your, let's go to the question and solution. Okay, some of the assignments, okay, I would prefer something like this, meaning I think when I mentioned that you have part A and part B, right? Okay, so part A is the notes, okay, part B is your questions with solutions. Okay, so meaning that the first sections, let's say in this example, okay, all the first 13 pages are dedicated for the notes, okay, and examples, okay, and the second part will be for question and solutions. Okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, okay, I did find one or two assignments or maybe more. I mean, I'm not really checked that detail, but I think some of you combine the questions into the same section, meaning after the notes and then you provide question and solutions. Okay, so to make things easy for me to go through your assignments, okay, you need to split between part A and part B. Okay, and again you can organize according to the subtopic here. Okay, so this one, find the intercept, okay, and sketch the parabola. I'm not sure how you, so did you sketch this one using Microsoft Word ke? Macam mana?
This one Nizam yang buat graph ni. Saya tak sure dia guna apps apa. Nizam?
I use Microsoft Word.
Microsoft Word, okay, okay. So, Nizam pakai handphone, mana komputer?
When I use my computer, doctor, computer so lag.
Computer collab?
Lag.
Okay, so this example is about finding the vertex. Okay, so what is vertex?
Vertex is like a maximum or minimum point. So
Okay.
you need to find the x and y coordinate to get the vertex point. So here we can see that the function is a positive function, which is it's a 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. So it's a positive function. So that's the vertex is a minimum function and minimum graph. So that's why the graph looks like a U shape.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm sure you learned this in your secondary school before, right? So the negative b over 2a is the formula where you determine what is the vertex for x, okay, and then substitute this value into the functions for you to get the y coordinate, okay. So, and the rest is you use the factorization formula, okay, to find the intercept for x and the intercept for for the x-axis, okay. So I think this is quite straightforward. Okay, so thank you for the effort to plot the graph. Okay, but I think you can, if you learn Excel, okay, Excel can also, if you give the function into Excel, and Excel should be able to plot this graph, okay, automatically, okay, without using the manual Microsoft Word that you do. Okay, of course, this is the manual approach. Okay, but I haven't explored everything in, the one relevant to Microsoft Excel for the graphing, for the plot, to plot the graph. Okay, so we'll see, maybe this could be also part of your assignment in the last assignment number 5 later on. Okay, so thank you, group 3. So Nalisa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Nalisa. Okay, group number 4. who's gonna take part for group 4? Group 4.
Assalamualaikum, Doktor. Yes.
Okay, so garis lurusnya I think too easy, I think, for at degree level. Okay. Okay, so this is what I mean. Okay, in the next assignment, okay, please split the question. I mean, from section A and section B. Okay, for example, like this one, you integrate the question immediately after the subtopic. Okay, so I would prefer that you split the assignment into part A, the examples, and then part B, the question and solution. Okay, so that
Alright.
okay, it's easier for me to at least you have a clear section A and section B. Okay, so this one, okay, question 1. What is the section? Okay, can you explain what this question about?
This question is to find total cost when there are S is given. So if we look at A, when S is 14, so we have to put 14 into the total cost equation above here. So we get the total cost for when S is 14 for A. So same like B, we have to put Y into the total cost equation, and we get the answer 7, and also C 6. We just put the total X in
Okay,
the
the second part, what restrictions on the domain of this function that will be reasonable to make? So what do you understand by this question here?
I think if we make a graph, we can see that X must be greater than or equal to 0. The reasonable restriction. So we have to make a graph first.
But why X must be greater or at least equal to 0?
Because apa
Because X is the output, you cannot produce negative output, right? Your output must be positive number. Okay.
Okay.
So that's I think that is the easiest way to understand, because this is the cost function and X is the output. Okay, so you cannot produce output negative output value. Okay, so that's why it must be greater than 0. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, even this one. Algebra. Okay, so in the next assignment, okay, if you cut and paste something like this, okay, so okay, so the part which I don't like when cutting and paste from ebook is that I mean, for example, like this one, it's a bit too small, and then I mean, you don't need to cut the whole page. You can just select a few. I mean, just limit the size, and then you can make the font size slightly bigger, and then change the contrast. Okay, so make it darker and much night, because I think this one is a bit too small. Okay, because some example you have big, for example, this one is a bit too small in terms of the size. So if you need to cut into several sections, you can only just cut the graph and then cut the questions. Okay, no need to cut the whole page, and then you end up with something as small as this one. Okay, because it makes the notes become inconsistent in some sense, because This font size is I think like size 8 or size 7. Okay, but then here you got size 12 or size 10 font size. So these are the things which I mentioned. Okay, be consistent in your formatting. Okay, so okay.
Your turn.
Uh, so this is from. So I see, as I mentioned, okay, a lot from Tan. Okay, from group 4, so banyak from Tan. So I would prefer less on Tan in the next assignment. Okay, use. I didn't see from Scout, from the Sita or the other books. Okay, so a lot from Tan from your main textbook. Um, mm, so this is question, right? Okay, this is from. Okay, Aiman, can you explain
Yes.
this question here?
Okay. So this question is about as given a variable cost of Bx. So we have to the question asks us
Okay,
is
ni bukan
to
bukan sama
find.
tadi sama kan? I think I already asked this question from I think group number 3, I think. Yeah,
So
40,400. Yeah, same one.
okay.
Okay, wait. So that's the problem because everyone is using the same material, so you end up having chances for some of the questions to be the same. Profit. Total revenue. So I think this 65. Kenapa you all pilih soalan ganjil? Kan ada jawapan kat belakang buku kan? This one, 65 is the odd number question kan? Odd questions, you got the answers at the back, right? This is question or example? Aiman?
So that's not my part, doctor.
No, I mean, this is example or question? Question kan?
I think there is question,
Because
but
I think I did mention, right? You cannot use questions sections from odd numbers questions from the TAN from any book that got the solution. You can use that for your example, okay? But not for your question and solutions because the book already provide you with the answers. Okay.
okay.
So I think even this one, I mean, of course, you can clearly see that this is from the book itself because this is not because this is odd number questions. Okay. So
Okay.
next assignment, please. So I assume question 2 mean this is from questions, right? For question and solution. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Because you continue from question 64. Okay, but 65 is odd number question. Okay, for other groups as well, please take note. Okay. Okay, do not use the questions from number questions for your section B. Okay, part B. You can use them for your notes. Okay, meaning you can use the questions from that provide you with answers for examples, okay, but not for part B. Okay, because the solution is already provided from the book. Okay. So again, this is also from TAN TX TR minus TC. Okay, let me see. Okay, can you explain what is break even to Aiman?
Oh, break even.
Ah,
Break even is
what do you understand by this example, break even level?
similar difference.
What does it mean in economics? The term break even. Anyone from your group?
Anyone,
Group 4?
man? Oh, they said the break even is the cost of production equal the revenue.
So TR equal to TC. Okay.
Yes.
Or in other words, profit equal to zero. There is no profit and there is no loss. Okay. So what is your revenue is equal to your cost. So that is break even. Okay. So again, when you select any example from any book, okay, make sure that you try to understand as much as possible what is the meaning. Okay. And okay, so this is for next class. Okay, anyone because if someone who's going to take part, okay, for the presentation, okay, meaning you must know every single example or questions. Okay, if you're not sure, you can always ask your friend before the class begins, right? So if you are unaware or unsure why is the solution, okay, so please okay, revise again your assignment. Okay, so not only you know what is your part, okay, but also other sections from your other group members as well. Okay, so continue. So what is this example about?
This example is about we substitute the value of x into revenue.
So
So
what does this first part means?
the first part means
This one 10x when you equate equals to 4x plus 12,000.
we find the break-even point first. So uh,
Okay, so you get the 2,000 as the break-even quantity and
yes,
into
I
the.
use the Rx equal to Cx. So we get the x, and then after we got the x, we put the x into the R revenue 10x. So 10 so we already get the x, so we can multiply 10 with 2000, so we get the 20,000.
Okay, so the main part here is the concept of break even. Okay, TR equals to TC or revenue equals to cost. Okay, because again, okay, you're gonna see this concept applied used again in your macroeconomics, especially under the I think on the somewhere in your apa tu perfect competition topic or monopoly topic. Okay, so you're going to learn on this break-even concept again. Okay, when TR equals to TC. Okay, and okay, this example seems very simple. Okay, but the concept of break-even is very important in economics. Okay. Okay, thank you, Aiman.
You're welcome.
Okay, so take note. Okay, the comments that I made. Okay, so for the next assignment, okay, split section A and section B. Okay, and do not use questions. Do not use question that comes with the solution as part of your question or part B section. Okay. Okay. We go back to group 1. Siapa tadi? Group 1? Afifah.
Doktor, saya nak cuba.
Okay. Nak cuba. Saya nak cuba nasib.
Sebab dia line dia rosak.
Okay.
Doktor, soalan yang tadi, doktor?
Tak apa. Soalan tadi kita dah bincang dah.
Oh yeah.
Jangan tengok soalan tu saja. You must be aware of any section in the assignment, not just that question. Okay, do not rehearse your script, okay, just for that one particular.
Alamak.
Takut apa? Muka pun tak nampak dalam Webex. Takut apa? Okay, wait. Because that example, I think we already discussed in the because this one is TR minus TC, right? To calculate the profit. Mana pergi? Hilang dah. Siapa tadi? Lari dah.
Ya, doktor.
Nazrin, nombor takut kan?
Saya nak try yang ni, doktor. Yang cost tu ni.
Lepas try ni saya akan bagi yang lain pula. I will give you another one. So not just this particular example. Okay, so no need to be afraid. You know, this is part of your learning process. Okay, and speaking through Webex, presenting through Webex I think it's much easier than presenting face to face in the actual class. Okay, so at least you just need to use your voice, okay, rather than having to stand up in front of your classroom. Okay, kejap, let me find something more interesting. So this one is also plotted using this one is an example or solution, question and solution, right? So how do you draw this one? Using Microsoft Word, is it?
Sir, I'm using Excel.
Excel.
Yeah.
Okay, but not automatic, is it? Meaning you draw manually, is it?
Yeah, the error I manually add.
Okay. Okay, so this is Chia. So what happened to tadi mana Aiman? Lari dah.
Yes, sir.
What happened to Aiman? Aiman escape already, eh?
I don't know.
Okay, so okay, let me go through. Okay, let's go to question number 2 here from Tan.
Yeah.
Okay, so just explain briefly what this question about and why, what is the importance of this question?
Okay, the first the quadratic function has given, so need to find how many units to maximize the rental profit. So using the negative b over 2a to find the unit first. So I found it's 88 units.
Okay, and then you get the 88 as the maximum value.
No, it's the unit.
Sorry, maximum unit, maximum quantity, right?
Yeah. Then
Okay.
substitute the 88 into the function.
Okay. So it's a straightforward solution. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, but I think in your macroeconomics or principal, I think you can. I'm not sure whether principal economics you will use this formula or not to find maximum profit. Okay, but for macroeconomics, you're gonna use differentiation to find the maximum point. Okay, because that is one of the component from the syllabus. Okay, but of course, one way is to use the simple negative b over 2a to find the vertex point. Okay, so this is a negative function, so it will be the inverse U shape. So you get the Q or the X value as 88 unit. Okay, and then you get the substitute and you get the value.
Yeah.
Okay, so and that one, and then apa nama tu, test So this is also from Tan. Okay, so I see many of you okay using a lot of from Tan for part of your notes. Okay, so second, the next assignment, please okay use plenty other books that I provided. Okay, match with the Tan components or the syllabus and see which part from the other books that you can use instead of relying too much from Tan. Okay. Um, because when we discuss the assignment in our class, everyone started using, end up using the same book. So it's difficult for us to, have variety in our discussions. Okay, so if everyone, most of the groups are using similar book, so the example will be the same as well. Okay, so I hope okay the next assignment will be, you can use other books as well. So this is the notes or solution. So this is wait 19, 18 packaging. Okay, can you explain what this example is about? Yeah. Or Aiman? For today we got Chia doing the talking. What happened to you guys? This example, Apple made headlines. Chia, mana pergi yang lain? Lari dah. Abdullahi, where are you?
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
So, can you explain this example here?
My part is algebra function.
Sorry?
Our group is agreed to explain everyone for his part.
Yeah, but if you decide, I mean, you cannot simply, because I want everyone to know everybody's part, not just your own part.
Yes, next time we will do, inshallah.
So then who's doing this one?
I don't know. I think Abdul, I'm not sure.
Okay, so I do not want in the future that you are not aware who's doing what. Okay, so please take more, be more alert. Okay, and you need to know whose part and because at the end of the day, everyone must be aware, okay, of every part that you submit to me for your assignment.
Okay, doctor, we will do.
Okay, ini siapa punya? So whose part is this? We got 5 minutes to go. So you create your own example here, right? I've created, so you create. So who created this example here? It seems a very recent example.
I think Abdul Sattar. I'm
So,
not sure.
so where is your partner?
I don't know.
Oh, siapa? Abdullah, is it? So what? Chia, Nazrin, Fifa, Abdullah. Come on. So who did this example here? So no one wants to take responsibility of this section. Suddenly it appears in your assignment.
Dr. As I already said, we have agreed everyone to do his part, and when they explain, yeah, he must to explain for his part.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know that, but who's doing this part then?
Abdullah Sadiq, I think he is not here. Can I explain my part?
No, I want to know this example here on
Okay.
iPhone here. So
Okay.
that's the purpose of this presentation, so that you are able to explain in any part from the assignment, not just your particular section. Okay.
We are sorry. We will do next assignment.
So Chia, you cannot explain this part?
Sorry, Doctor.
Huh?
Sorry, Doctor. I don't know this part.
Okay, so I want to know what is the use of this. I mean, of course, this is part from the book that I think you got this idea from. Okay, but because this is according to this sentence here, this is you create your own example, so it must be based on which book that you rely this example from. So that part is missing here in your assignment here. Okay, if you took this or inspired, okay, this example from any book, so you need to mention, okay, which book that this example is based from. Okay, because it's not mentioned here in your solution here. Okay, suddenly you have this example here. I mean, this question and solution. Okay, so okay, never mind what to do. It is what it is. So because this is the last question in your assignment, okay, and you created the person who designed or wrote this section, okay, is not here, unfortunately. Okay, so Abdullah tak ada mana ni? Abdullah Muhammad Sadiq not here. Tak ada missing in action. Okay, never mind. So I think okay, for the next class, okay, on Wednesday. Okay, so today we start with group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so on the coming class, okay, so perhaps group 5, 6, 7, 8. We have how many groups in total? We have up to 11 groups. Okay, so okay, for the next class, okay, so group 5, 6, and group 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, please stand by on next coming Wednesday. Okay, so okay, so please take note all the comments, the weaknesses from today's section. Okay, so when I discuss any section from your assignment, okay, so please take note that you need to be able to answer, okay, every part from the assignment, not just your own part. So that is not why this assignment is not only for you to know your own section. Okay, so that is not a satisfactory answer, okay, that I want to hear for the next coming presentation. Okay, so any other questions before we end our session for today? Nobody seems very quiet. Semua takut lah. Come on, you are all degree students, okay? So when you reach at this stage of your education, okay, so okay, presentation is part and parcel of, I mean, being an undergraduate student, okay, and especially now with the Webex, and you got no more exams, okay, final exam. Most of the papers have no exams anymore, so most of the marks will come in the form of assignments and also presentation. Okay, so if you're not ready, if you're not if you're not ready or used to it, so better get used to it, okay, because it's going to be something that you will face, okay, a lot in your study, okay, especially during this online teaching session, okay, because I cannot just give marks purely on what you submit alone, okay, and it must also be derived from your presentation, okay, your participations, and also, okay, being aware of what you submit, okay, not just. So I know that you divide the task, okay, but at the end of the day, when you compile them together into one complete assignment, okay, so please take a look at the assignment and try to understand that, and try to use the note, not only for your submission, meaning to get that 15 marks per assignment, okay, but also as part of your learning material as well, okay. So that is what I hope that you get from these exercises, okay, from doing these assignments. Okay, so I'll see you next, inshallah, next Wednesday. Okay, so group 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I will go through your assignments. Okay, and then I will, so whomever that decide to participate, okay, make sure that you are aware lah, okay, and know every component that you submit, okay. So I don't think that is something too much to ask, okay. Just a small, I think for this chapter, I think it's quite easy, the graph and functions. It's not really that too complicated to understand, okay. So thank you, and okay, so I upload this video as usual in your OL. Okay, and please start continue on your second assignment, okay. So okay, the due date is next coming Wednesday, okay, 13 days from now. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum and good morning.
Terima kasih, Doktor.
Thank you, Cloud.
Thank you, Doctor.